Can I eat this? Am I eating too much? Am I eating too little? Am I eating enough? With summer literally just around the corner, I know this is going to be such a huge topic and a huge question I'm going to be getting, so I decided why not make a whole video explaining the ins and outs of why you might not be losing weight. I want to help you get back on track and get losing the fat that you want to be losing. Now, to begin, I want to talk about something that's really important to this topic. I'm not talking about losing weight as in the number on the scale. I think a lot of people, they look at the scale as this like almighty answer to their fat loss, that it's going to tell you if you have lost fat. That is absolutely not true at all. The scale is telling you the weight of your body between your bones, your muscle mass, your fat, your water retention. Things like hormones and sleep can affect your weight. There are so many things that happen to you in your life. What you're wearing when you step on the scale, it all affects your weight. So please, 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 if you're telling me that you haven't lost weight in the past 2 weeks, you're fluctuating between like 132.5 and 132.3, that's okay, okay? When you're in a position like that, it's more important how you feel and if you feel like you're progressing just overall than what the scale is telling you. Because again, sleep can affect it, hormones can affect it, so many things can affect it. So don't take it too much to heart when the scale isn't actually changing. With that being said, if you aren't already, make sure you're taking progress pictures throughout your weight loss. This is really, really important. It'll help you figure out if you are losing fat or not. Take them in the same location, same time of the day, and same garments if you can. Compare them side to side. If in 2 weeks you see literally 0 changes, then you know, okay, maybe I need to change something. I'm not losing fat. If you see a little bit of change, even just a little bit, you may see a little bit more definition in your abs, a little bit more definition in your quads, whatever it is, then that could be an indication that although the scale isn't changing, your weight isn't changing, you are losing fat. That's why progress pictures are so important, especially for weight loss. They are important for muscle gain as well, but mostly for weight loss. You want to be able to see what the scale isn't showing you, and that is very important. Another thing along with that, if you feel like you have a lot of weight to lose or you're really, really focused on losing fat, take your measurements, take your hip measurements, take your thigh measurements, and see how those change. With your thigh measurements, if you're also gaining muscle at the same time, if you're a newbie, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult because you are gonna be losing fat, but eventually you may be gaining more muscle than you are losing fat, so your thigh measurements could increase in a way. Overall, your waist, your hips, your thigh, those will overall go down. Great way to check if you are losing fat. And then besides that, using something like a body fat scale, there are ones you can do yourself manually. Those aren't as accurate, but you could go get a bod pod done. Go anywhere to get your body fat percentage checked out. So that's just if you want to see where you're at with your body fat percentage, whether or not the scale is lying to you. So what to do if you're checking all those out and you still feel like you're not losing fat. Let's get into that. Number 1 reason you are not eating enough. This is an extremely common one, especially I feel like for women. I don't know, I don't work with many men, but I've seen it so many times with the women that I work with where they'll start tracking macros, or maybe they're not tracking macros, they're just living life and they just don't eat. If you're using MyFitnessPal, it will normally give you a calorie intake that is so extremely low that nobody should ever be eating at that. The reason it gives you that is because it doesn't take into account, or I forget which one it is, it either doesn't take into account what you're working out, so then when you work out it adds in calories, something like that. It's completely ridiculous. Do not listen to MyFitnessPal. Don't eat those calories. That, and most people just don't eat a lot because they think not eating a lot equals skinny, but that's just not the way your body works. You have to think of your body as something that's trying to protect you and take you throughout your day. So if you're not getting enough food, which to your body is just energy, then it's gonna be like, oh crap, like we may die soon if we don't hold on to this fat that we have. The fat that you look at that is so ugly to you, your body looks at as beautiful, because that is energy that it can use when it's in situations where it feels like it's starved, or where it feels like it's like a life or death situation. Like a little bit of food, whatever, but not enough, your body will go into a sort of starvation mode where it will slow all the processes down in your body. Your metabolism will slow down, so it'll just basically use less energy than it normally would, because it's scared that it's not gonna have enough food throughout the day to get it moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? That means it'll also be less likely to use your fat stores. It's slowing your metabolism down so it can just use the energy you put in and not use your fat stores. That is not what you want. Obviously, you want to burn your fat. So not eating enough will actually do the complete opposite of what you want to do, and most times will either make you gain weight. Actually, that's like not too common. It could make you gain weight, or it could make you just be completely plateaued, not losing fat at all, and just slowing down your metabolism, making your hormones go crazy, making you feel really down, making you feel really tired. None of it's fun. Don't slow down your metabolism, eat enough food. The second reason you have stopped losing weight is because you're only doing cardio or you're doing too much cardio. Now, this one is a little bit difficult because it will vary from person to person. There are people who can do a decent amount of cardio and they're still losing weight, but that's because they have a program they've set up where they slowly increase cardio throughout the weeks. If you're somebody who you're trying to lose weight, so you just go to the gym every day for 45 minutes and you walk the stairs every single day and now you stop losing weight, that's because you plateaued on something that the amount of calories that you were burning doing cardio, I'm trying to make this make sense. Okay, let's say you are 140 pounds and you want to get to 130 pounds. At 140 pounds, you burn a certain amount of calories in a day. Let's say it's going to be completely off, but 1500. Let's say it's 1500. And then on top of the 1500, you burn 400 calories on the Stairmaster every day. Now at that 140 pounds, you will be losing weight because you are in a deficit now that you are below what you've been eating and the cardio that you're doing is below your total daily expenditure of 1500 calories. Now let's say you lose weight till you get about to 135. Let's say at 135 now, your total daily expenditure, again, this is gonna be off, is 1400 calories. And now you are still eating the way you were eating, you're still doing the same amount of cardio you're doing, and you're still in a deficit, but not nearly as much as you were before. Let's say you lose another 5 pounds and you're at 130 pounds. Maybe now you're at 130 pounds, your total daily expenditure is 1200, and with the additional 300 on the Stairmaster, you're now plateaued because you put yourself in a maintenance with what you're eating and what you're expending. The reason why lifting is so important to weight loss, and especially sustainable weight loss, is because as you lose weight or as you lose fat, you're also gaining muscle. And what gaining muscle will do is increase your metabolic rate. So instead of going from 140 to 130 or whatever and losing all those calories, you're actually increasing your calories because your metabolism is going up. So someone like myself who is 135, I will have a completely different metabolism rate than somebody who has just been doing cardio and is at 135. So that means I can eat more, I can burn more throughout the day, and I don't have to be doing cardio 45 minutes a day to maintain what I have built. So you may be someone who's just doing cardio, you gotta start lifting. Lifting will increase your metabolism, literally one of the only sustainable ways to actually lose weight, and it's just so important. So if you aren't already lifting, do that. If you are lifting, you also still may be doing too much cardio. If you're trying to lose fat, don't go into cardio all at once. Don't do 5 days a week right away. Do 1 or 2 for the first 2 weeks, increase it to 3 in the next like 3-4 weeks, and see how your weight changes. Don't just go all in at once, because then when you do plateau, as you may have, there's nothing for you to do except increase the amount of time you're already doing cardio, which isn't fun. Opposing the you're not eating enough, you're eating too much. And this is a little bit of a hard one because, you know, you don't want to get into the diet mindset of where you have to like limit yourself, restrict yourself, but in a way you have to. Because you could be saying, I eat perfectly every single day, but I like sometimes let myself have like a treat. Okay, well, what is that treat? Because that treat could be a cookie that's 500 calories and takes you right out of your deficit. Or that cookie could be 100 calories and it's perfectly fine and it's in your deficit. You know, you have to be careful with what you tell yourself is okay. That's why I like to find healthier dessert options or healthier cheat options that fit my macros so that I don't feel like I'm cheating myself. I don't feel like I'm getting off track or feeling guilty, but I'm still in my deficit and I'm still on track to where I want to be. So that's something to think about. If you feel like you're someone who could track macros and you don't yet, I highly suggest it for weight loss. It helps you so much, especially because you don't have to double think, like, can I eat this? Am I eating too much? Am I eating too little? Am I eating enough? It's perfect. Macros will help you out so much. There are so many calculators online. Again, do not use the MyFitnessPal macros that they give you, but calculators online, Healthy Eater, Katie Earn Fit, any of those perfect macro calculators will help you out so much. So make sure you're not eating too little, make sure you're not eating too much. So where should you be eating? A deficit is typically your total daily expenditure minus whatever amount of calories you want to do. Typically it's up to 500 calories. I like to stay around minus 200 to 300 calories just because I take my weight loss slow. I don't like to feel starved. So how do you find a total daily expenditure? There are calculators you can use. The thing is, it's a little bit hard to just generalize. This is how you find it because each person varies. What I do throughout a day may not be what you do throughout a day. You might sit at a desk and do work. I am in college, so I'm walking around a lot. I work out 5 to 6 days a week. You might only do 3 to 4. Like different things like that will definitely affect how much you are expending in a day, your age, your muscle mass, your gender, all of those things. So yes, you can use a calculator online, which will be pretty accurate, or you can figure it out on your own. And the way you would do that is find your maintenance calories. They could be what the calculator gives you. Again, I would start there, track those for a week and see if your weight changes at all. If you don't gain any weight, don't lose any weight for a week or 2 weeks, probably more 2 weeks, let's say 2 weeks, on the average, no weight was gained, no weight was lost, then the calories you're eating is a maintenance calorie or a total daily expenditure, same difference, and you can now decrease your calories to get yourself into a deficit. Start slowly, don't go all the way at once, do a couple hundred, then a couple hundred more if you want to. Then eat at that until you plateau. The reason you're going to plateau is because your calories are going to now equal out to your new total daily expenditure, because TDEE also relies on your weight. So as you lose weight, your TDEE goes down. So what you're eating is going to eventually plateau with what you're burning. So then if you want to lose more weight past that, you're going to have to decrease it a little bit again. You're going to start losing more weight. Your total daily expenditure goes down because your weight goes down. Now you're at plateau again, and so on and so forth. That's how to take it slow. If you're just taking it from, this is where my total daily expenditure is, I'm gonna go eat here, this is not good, okay? Because more likely than not, you're not gonna lose all this fat. Your body's just gonna be like, what just happened here? 200 to 300 calories off the bat. Check your weight, check your progress pictures, check your measurements, everything like that, and then adjust it within every 2 to 3 weeks according to what your progress pictures show, your measurements, your scale, etc. So those are the little pointers and tips I have for you guys. If you have any other questions or specific concerns, obviously reach out to me. I could help you guys out. Besides that, make sure you subscribe and follow me on Instagram.